Yeah, and the element of composability around all of this allows there to be lending markets that build around these NFTs as well. So that's where kind of we're starting to see lending markets developing around some of the artwork and other bits and pieces.
Yep.
And you can just see that all of these bits of the jigsaw are starting to build on top of each other at a ridiculous rate.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of different combinations that are really fun. Like, just to give a couple of examples, like one is the concept of fractional ownership. Like, you could see that being applied to NFTs. You could see that even be applied to NFTs representing real estate. You could see NFTs being linked together with DAOs. So like, think of something like a condominium association, right? Like, if NFTs become real estate ownership, then a condominium association can just be a DAO. And, instead of it being governed through like these boring, like often pen and paper based 20th century processes, you can just like, have all the votes just like happen through some contract on chain, right? So there's a lot of different ways to kind of connect each and every one of these, every one of these components. And like, most of the interesting applications, I think, end up connecting different pieces together already.
Yeah, one of the things about tokenizing real estate that's super interesting to me is a lot of real estate that performs well is expensive, and most people can't participate. The moment you tokenize it, anybody can participate. Anybody can put 5% of their savings in a $100 million property. And that's
exactly.
It's an extraordinary change. And liquidity of real estate markets is going to change forever once this starts happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in real estate specifically, right? Like the non-fungibility of it is like, in many ways, you can see it as like as a source of just a huge number of problems, right? Because if you live in a city today, you're either a homeowner, in which case you're just massively overexposed to one asset, or you're a renter, in which case you're negatively exposed to that asset. And you're even, like, you could say, negatively exposed to like basically your community being a good place to live, right? So like giving people access to options that are kind of in between those two extremes on that spectrum, like partial ownership, some kind of system where ownership builds up over time. Using crypto loans to be able to actually facilitate that. I think there's lots of opportunities for really cool things to happen there.